Connie, the director of Nona Kids, and this is the Anona Kids Clubhouse. I am so glad you're here. After all, I am a super fan of every single one of you. It's true. Every month we learn about a big idea, something that God does inside of us to change the world around us. And this month, we are talking about how we can treat people with kindness. Kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. It's important for us to cheer each other on. It's important for us to let other people know that they matter with our words and with our actions. But that brings up an interesting question. Exactly how kind do we have to be? Maybe only a little, depending on what they did to us, right? Let's go find out more about what Jesus said about this in our Bible story right now.
Got a rhythm in my heart and in my soul. Got a reason for this joy I can't control. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep. It's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness. Every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Yeah, you make me shine, you make me glow. You pick me up when I am feeling low. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, and give everyone a chance to hear about this endless love I know. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep. It's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness. Every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Can't keep it to myself, gotta share it with someone else. Your kindness overwhelms my heart, my heart. Can't keep it to myself, gotta share it with someone else. Your kindness overwhelms my heart, my heart. Oh, what you give to me is not for me to keep. It's for the world to see your love. Every day you're giving me your kindness. Every day you're giving me your love. Oh, with every single breath I am reminded that what you give is more than enough. So I'll give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away. Give a little kindness, give a little kindness, give a little love away.
Hey kids, I'm Lawson, and I'm here to tell you today that kind is cool.
Oh, Lawson.
Not kind to interrupt mom, and definitely not cool.
Okay.
Anyhow, I've got this super awesome story today I heard from this kid Owen in my cousin's scout troop. Now, Owen cannot believe it when he finds out a babysitter is coming while mom goes out that evening. He says, I'm 11. I don't need a sitter. But his mom says she's gonna be out really late. And she asks, Can you really take care of your sister all evening without fighting? And Owen has to admit that could be a problem. And Mom tells them, Miss Loudon will be here at 6. And Owen complains, she smells weird, like Brussels sprouts. Plus, he remembers, she laughs really loud, like a hyena. When Miss Loudon arrives, Owen says, I'm too old for a sitter, you're just here for Elise. And Miss Loudon agrees. Of course, Owen. For dinner, Miss Loudon fixes tuna broccoli casserole with chocolate liver sauce. He mumbles, she is a terrible cook. After dinner, Miss Loudon suggests, let's make oatmeal raisin cookies. But Owen is like, I don't think so. And then Miss Loudon offers to read aloud her favorite book, Little House on the Prairie. And Owen shakes his head, no thanks. And then he stalks out. Owen decides he's gonna hide in his room for the rest of the night. But then, he can hear her reading all the voices to Elise. And then he realizes she's just trying to be nice. So Owen heads back downstairs and he says, I thought you could use this while you read. And then he suggests that maybe they could make oatmeal cookies, but with chocolate chips. And they add M&Ms too, plus gummy bears and sprinkles and fruity pebbles. So kids, always remember that a weird laugh is better than no laugh. And don't forget that kindness is showing others they are valuable by how you treat them. Hey Mom, you want a cookie?
Oh, that's really nice, Lawson. But I think you should take a look at your shirt.
Your kind is cool, so what?
Look again, bud.
Kid is cool. Oh, thanks. Okay, all right. I gotta go find a Sharpie real quick. I'll be right back. See you guys next time. Bye. Ow!
Hi guys, I'm Brian, and welcome back to another episode of my talk show, Brian's World, where I bring in my friends to come talk to me about some of their favorite things, and then we share those things with you. This month, it's all about sports, which is why I brought in superfan Bonnie to come talk to me about some of her favorite sports. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Brian. I love your show.
Thanks. So, besides my show, what else do you love?
I'm so glad you asked. I love sports, I love cheering on my favorite people, and I really love to show kindness. That's the big idea for this month. Kindness is all about showing others they are valuable by how you treat them.
That's right. I think kindness is so important, and we can show it to others all the time in so many different ways. So, how do you show kindness to your favorite teams?
Easy. I cheer them on. Ready? Go team!
Okay, but what about at other sport events?
Duh. I cheer. Yay, sports!
Yes, I suppose, but how would you cheer someone on at a golf tournament?
I've never been to a golf tournament before, but the answer is obvious. I would cheer at the top of my lungs. Go golf! Get that hole in one! Woo!
You can't really do that at a golf tournament.
Of course you can. If it's a sport, you cheer at the game.
Well, that's not always the case. At golf, you would cheer very quietly. You would clap like this. Different sports require different acts of kindness, just like how you can show kindness to all different kinds of people in all different ways. You can't cheer at a golf tournament because that distracts the golfers and makes it harder for them to focus. But at a NASCAR race or a football game, you can cheer as loud as you want.
I think I understand now. And when it comes to showing kindness to everyday people, you can cheer them on to encourage them. Or, like you'll see in today's Bible story, you could give a little extra help. Like maybe they need a helping hand. So, Brian, how are we supposed to cheer on the Bible story?
Easy, by sharing it with others.
Did you say by clapping and yelling?
No, I said by
Yay! Go Bible story! Woohoo!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 41.
Jesus was rocking the world. Everywhere he traveled, he told about the good news of God's kingdom. He called people to turn away from the wrong things they had done, and he healed sick people. Great crowds began to follow Jesus. So one day, he went up on a mountainside and sat down to share with them how God wants us to live.
Blessed are those who are humble. They will be given the earth.
God created us. He knows that we were designed to find joy and be at peace when we follow his ways, when we see and treat others the way God does. So, right in the middle of what's often called the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said this.
Suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile. Go 2 miles with them.
Okay, what? To our ears, this probably sounds like a word problem, or maybe like our PE teacher telling us to go run laps. But the people listening to Jesus knew exactly what he meant. They all lived under the rule of the Caesar in Rome. The Romans had conquered many territories. Judea had become a little backwater province of the Roman Empire. And Roman soldiers were sent to keep order. Jesus and all the people he taught lived under Roman rule, and they had to obey the law of Rome, including this one.
I decree that any Roman soldier may force a Jew to carry his pack for precisely 1 mile.
If you're thinking, what's the big deal? Think again. Being a Roman soldier was not for wimps. Sometimes the packs they carried weighed as much as 100 pounds. It took real grit and stamina to march for miles carrying that much gear. So it wasn't unusual for a soldier to call on some random person along the road to haul their pack for 1 mile, or about 1,000 steps. And if that person says no, well, it was considered an act of rebellion against the empire. Now, imagine you're an everyday, ordinary, average Joe, or Joseph. You're hiking along the road, maybe you're on your way to Jerusalem, when you look up, and in the distance, you see a Roman soldier heading your way. I don't know about you, but I think I'd turn right around and head back the other way. Or get off the road and head into a grove of olive trees. Or maybe just avoid eye contact at all costs. But maybe none of that works. The soldier stops, calls you out, and you have no choice but to look up. The soldier orders you to take his heavy pack and haul it along for a whole mile. You can't fight the empire. So, you pick up the pack. And it's forward march. You're probably counting your steps the whole way. 58, 59, just waiting until you can drop that pack. 681, 682, holding out until you can get away from this soldier that sees you as scum. 998, 999, 1,000. That's it. You're free. Roman law says that soldier can't make you go more than 1 mile. So you can toss that pack like it's hot and run on home. Except, Jesus says something else.
Suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile. Go 2 miles with them.
You had to carry that pack the first mile. You didn't have a choice. But now you get to choose. And if you choose to take that pack another mile, it says a lot. It says, I matter. I'm valuable just like you, and I can make my own choices. But it also says you matter. this is a really heavy load you have to carry. And I'm going to help you not because I have to, but because I choose to. Go the extra mile doesn't just mean go big or go home. Going the extra mile means that you make a choice to help someone, to be kind. You choose an action that says, I'm doing this for you because I want to, not because I have to. And I'm doing this because you are made in the image of God. And that makes you valuable to Him and to me. So, you may not live in an empire, but you can still go the extra mile.
Jesus' disciple Matthew wrote down one of Jesus' most famous sermons. Sometimes it's called the Sermon on the Mount.
Yes, Jesus taught so many things about kindness. Like when he told us to show kindness when he said, "Let your love shine so that others can see it."
Ooh, and Jesus said, do not judge other people and love your enemies. That is tough to do sometimes. And Jesus also said this, suppose someone forces you to go 1 mile, go 2 miles with them. And that's where we get the phrase, go the extra mile.
But nobody's gonna force me to run a mile, I hope.
You're right, nowadays, you'll probably never be forced to carry someone's backpack a mile for them. But the phrase still works, because going the extra mile means being nicer than you have to be. It's like if your mom tells you to make your bed. Not only do you make your bed, but you also clean your entire room, even though you weren't told to.
Well, why would you do that?
Because that's what kindness is. You should do something you know you should do before being told to do it, and do it with a good attitude.
And then people will cheer for you.
Well, maybe, but you shouldn't do it for the applause. You should go the extra mile because when you follow Jesus, you should be pointing people in his direction. And the people can see Jesus through the kindness that you show them.
So here's the one thing that you should remember for today. Be kinder than you have to be. Give people a little kindness that they don't see coming. Show kindness to someone who doesn't deserve it. Like this. Hey, Brian, I really like your shirt.
But thanks. Hey, wait a minute.
Wow. Jesus really raised the game on kindness, didn't he? It's easy for us to just want to do the bare minimum in the way that we treat people, especially for people who aren't really our friends. But Jesus challenged all of us to go the extra mile, to show more kindness than we have to. That way we can clearly show others how valuable they really are. That's why the most important thing to remember today is be kinder than you have to be. Don't forget, God created all of us in his image. He created your best friend in his image. He created your brother and sister in his image. He even created the kids who are not so nice to you in his image too. You can show some extra mile kindness when you choose to be patient, when you choose to be a friend to someone new, or when you choose to forgive someone who's wronged you. You can choose to be kind to someone when they least expect it. It comes down to something we say all the time here at Anona Kids. I need to treat others the way I want to be treated. You'd want people to treat you with extra kindness, so that's how you can choose to treat them. We can look to Jesus for the very best example of how to show kindness to other people. How did Jesus do it? Well, he showed kindness through love. He showed kindness to others by being patient with them. He showed them that they were valuable by the way he treated them. He made a way for us to be forgiven so that we could have a relationship with God that will last forever. Be kinder than you have to be. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I have been having so much fun being a super fan and showing kindness to the people around me. Join us again next week for our last week of This Big Idea, or join us for small group every Sunday morning at 9:30 on Zoom. Bring your friends. Have an awesome week and go the extra mile in showing kindness. See you next time. Bye.